Hey, I gotta sneeze. Hang on. There we go. Hey guys. I'll kind of give it a couple of seconds to wait till people come on. If anyone comes on, I don't know. Um, Rather than record a video, I thought I would just go live. Pardon me, my allergies are mad. Hello, CJ. My allergies are really mad right now because all the dust that's been stirred up in the house. So, I know it's been a little while since I've messaged or been on YouTube at all. Life has been super duper crazy. Hello, Swizzler. My life has been so crazy. I haven't even like groomed my face or nothing. Um, so we are in the home stretch, guys, with this house. So they're hoping, fingers crossed, that they will be done Monday. If not, they'll be done Monday and leaving Tuesday. Um, they're hoping to be out of here Monday like morning. Otherwise, they'll be out of here Tuesday morning. Um, and so we're almost there. 99% of the painting is done. I think the bathroom needs another coat, and the other one closet needs another coat of paint. But hey, Yuki. Um, Quick update on my health. Last time I was on here, we were talking about my feet swelling and all that and whatnot. I believe that was the last time I was on here. Um, I ended up in the ER twice that week. Once for the feet because we thought I was a blood clot. The second time was because of a couple of different things, but primarily it was a migraine that I could not get control of. And I did my home remedy that I was told to do. It's not working, so we had to go in and get the IV version of it. And they also ran some blood work because the first time I went to the ER, they ran no blood work. And so after the first ER trip, we went to the doctor because my feet continued to swell. And she ran tests on my kidneys and stuff to make sure they were doing fine. All my blood work came back, at least for that, as normal. Once again, my white count and stuff is really wonky and high. It's been like that for like the last year to year and a half, which is basically just evidence of kind of a chronic condition going on. It could even just be because my back is so bad that's what's going on. The tests that aren't raised are typically tests that are showing inflammation or infection or autoimmune type of issues. So it definitely kind of is like, I really do need to get that checked out, get that to, a doctor and see what's going on once I have insurance. But kidneys are great. They're functioning just fine. My foot swelling has gone down, I would say about 80% of the way. It's not staying swelled anymore for the most part, except for my left foot is still swelling up quite a bit every now and then, but the ankles are where it's swelling at the moment. I do still have pitting edema, which is when it does swell if it's pressed on, but for any amount of time. I mean, like if you just touch it, it's gonna pop back up. But if you like press it or depress that area long enough, like I sit with my feet crossed all the time, that causes the swelling to be completely indented for quite a while. The other day it stayed indented for about half an hour. So yeah, the right foot where the main swelling was. I think the swelling has aggravated that ankle and that foot a lot because it's killing me. It feels like I sprained my ankle, but I didn't, as far as I know, unless I somehow did it in my sleep. But I'm doing better. The pain in the foot is worse than it was when it was swelled, and it could just be that if I am retaining fluid, that is causing irritation in the muscles and the bones a little bit. So, I've still had to take it really easy because this week I am beyond exhausted. I haven't slept past 8 o'clock in the morning in 2 weeks, and I'm typically not up till about 10 or 11. So I am like beyond exhausted, which is okay. Plans have greatly changed since Dad and Tony have arrived. Bink needs a hug. Bink does need a hug. Um, Number one, first off, Abby has officially moved in. She's been here since Wednesday night. Abby has officially moved in with the doggo and everything. And the big plan that changed, like we were going to stay here kind of till the house sold. Um, that's slightly changed. We're actually moving out of here. Sorry about the cicada noises, guys. They're starting to get really loud. It's the evening. They get noisy. Um, they're so loud. But the plan was that we'd stay here till it sold. Given the situation, we have decided between all of us and Dad, excuse me, sorry about the yawning, that we are actually going to move out as soon as possible, and we are renting a townhome probably. We're actually going to be moving back into the apartments that we moved out of when we moved here. We had a couple places lined up to look at today. We looked at them, and it was appalling. It was mostly appalling because there were a bunch of college students living there, and they never clean. It was disgusting. The one place was so bad that this kid's dog had destroyed the linoleum floor in the laundry room, which obviously they would replace, but it was also, we had to maintain the inner yard, and the base of the yard was all rock, and it was going to be a mess. And it was just not, we could tell the maintenance was not going to be great. So we went back to the place that we used to rent from and told them, hey, will you remember us? We need to rent again. And they're perfectly happy to do so. We're gonna look for try for the 4-bedroom this time because we do have an extra person. If we can't get in the 4-bedroom, they only have one coming available. If we can't get into the 4-bedroom, we will take a 3-bedroom if we have to. But they're literally have there are 3 bedrooms available now, but we're willing to wait for the 4-bedroom one, which is going to be available the next 3 weeks. So like August 8th or 9th or something is the time that would be available. So that looks like when we're going to move. We're pretty solidly sure we're going to go to this place. We did not like the other places we viewed today, and the outside of the house, one house that we looked at, was beautiful. Like the outsides look gorgeous and fairly well kept up. The insides, you can tell that the maintenance for the insides is not that great. And the one we could hardly even look at because somebody that cleaned the apartment must have mixed chemicals when cleaning, and there was basically like chlorine gas type of smell, so we couldn't stay there long at all. And we just decided that no, we're gonna go back to this other place. It's cheaper, it's more room, and it's closer to the location we want to be at, stuff like that. So it's in the location we want to be in for now. And that looks like that's where we're going to go. And we're all fairly happy about that. Like I said, we left the other place on a kind of an emergency situation. Like we really had to move in here. And, going back, comparing where we've been and everything, this other place was really, really good. So their maintenance guys were wonderful and nice. Excuse me. We already know they allow pets, especially because we have Leah registered as a service dog. So basically, we won't have to have any pet policy stuff. We may not even have to pay fees, anything like that, especially because I'm probably going to register him as an ESA as well. I'm pointing over here because there is a kitty right there. So funny situation now that Leah has moved in. Leah is a chocolate lab something or another mix. She looks like a chocolate lab with a big head. But she is a wonderful dog. She is blind, but she is also Abby's ESA and diabetic alert dog. Like, she's not trained per se to alert to Abby, but she does. So she's a big doggo. He's not so fond of her, which is perfectly okay. They do not have to get along. They have to coexist. They do not have to be friends. They just have to be able to function in the same household. And so long as he's with me, he barely does anything. Like, he completely doesn't even care, really. When she gets in his face with her face, like if she comes and sniffs him, he'll hiss and he'll growl. Thankfully, there has been no swatting. Leah has not tried to eat Snitch. Snitch has not tried to kill Leah. So we're just slowly introducing them. At the moment, because Dad and his friend are working on the house, we have Leah contained to just the bedroom for now. We're not letting her roam really right now because there's so much going on. And she is blind, so she does have to memorize where she's going to be, which, she's got the walkway memorized really well already in just 3 days. She's doing wonderfully with that. But so with Snitch, he has roam of the house for the most part right now. He is spending some time locked in my room because when we have to move stuff around, we have to open up all the doors, and he does sneak out all the time. I think he snuck outside once every day in the last 2 weeks without his leash and everything. It was funny because I locked him in the bedroom today before we went to look at apartments. And I came home and he's sitting out here on his leash, and I'm like, And I asked Dad about it. I'm like, Dad, what was going on? And he's like, oh, I left the door open with something, and he actually came out, and so I just hooked him on his leash, which was really funny because I actually did lock him in the bedroom. Now, the thing is, I didn't latch the door all the way. The one door, it got slightly, we had to take the doors off and paint them. So when it got put on, it's slightly sticky, so it doesn't latch all the way unless you really pull on it. So I didn't latch it, and he knows how to get out, apparently, of those doors, which it's a pretty hard door to open for me. So the fact that this little 10-pound cat can open that door is ridiculous. He's also opening all the cupboards. He's just, the cupboard thing drives me nuts sometimes, but it's also hilarious. But he is good. Those of you who do not know, Snitch basically had a panic attack. Was it Thursday? No, it was Tuesday night. I want to say it was Tuesday night or Monday night. It might have been Monday night. Because we finally got to the point where we moved all of the stuff out of my room except for my bed and my dresser and stuff. So he went batshit crazy at that point. He was so upset. So part of it's my reason, my bad. Snitch all day long was just sitting out here doing what he's doing. He's bathing. He didn't want to be left alone, type of thing. And it didn't click in my mind that his constant bathing is him showing anxiety. I was worried that he had stuff on him because they were spraying Roundup that day to get rid of the weeds, and he had gotten outside in the basement and gone all the way around the house, tramping through all the places that had been sprayed for weeds. So when he was licking himself, I was really worried because I'm like, okay, we need to get that off his body. We need to give him a bath because him licking that off is not going to be good. That is what truly triggered his anxiety panic attack thing, was that bath I gave him. And I still, I feel bad that I triggered that a little bit, but at the same point, I don't feel as bad because I got chemicals off of him when I give him a bath. He hates baths. It was a really bad timing, but at the same time, he had traipsed through chemicals, and I don't know how long he was out there. So I caught him when he was coming through the gate, or through the fence between the backyard and the front yard, and I was looking for him, and I saw him. So I know he was in that for a while. Because he literally had to come upstairs, all the way around. So I was nervous that he was dealing with that. So I did have to give him a bath regardless. But it did trigger some really bad anxiety, and I spent the night up all night long. At 3 o'clock in the night, finally, Zelly helped me get some Benadryl down his throat to get him calmer. We were trying to get him to calm down enough that he would rest. Didn't really do much. It did make him really sleepy, but he then spent the whole night, I had him wrapped up in one of his favorite blankets, and I would wrap him up and hold him really tight to me, not hurting him tight, but restraining him a little bit, and I would literally sit there and just bounce and rock him, and that was the only way it was like a freaking baby. It was the only way he would fall asleep. And he had to be he would cling to me at that point. So once he fell asleep, I'd crawl back in bed and he would just fall. He was asleep on me, holding on to me. He did not let go of me the whole time he'd sleep. He'd sleep for about 15 minutes to a half an hour at a time. And then he'd startle awake, be terrified again. He was howling all over the house. He just could not settle. And I have a sneeze. So I spent 3 hours just, getting this cat to just get some sleep. And at 5 o'clock in the morning when Andrew got up for work that day, Snitch got into their room, climbed up on their bed, and fell asleep for 3 hours. The weird thing is, guys, he hates that room. He does not go in that room. He does not go in Andrew's bed. He only goes in there if I am the only one in there, or if, like, he doesn't even really like to lay just with Hannah in there because he knows that's Andrew's room. But because it was the only room that had not been touched yet, like, a few things had been packed, but it had not been moved at that point. He slept for 3 hours straight with her. He found this little cubby hole in between all the blankets and slept, which made me super happy. The rest of the day, he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't really drink. I've coaxed him into some food with some tuna. I'm probably going to sneeze again. And I just locked him in that room and let him chill for the whole entire day. He did allow me to go in there with him and rest because I was exhausted because I had not slept more than about 15 minutes at a time for the whole night. And I would say I only slept that for like from 3 to 5 because I was actually really nervous about it for quite some time before that. So from 3 to 5, I only slept about half an hour, maybe. And it was rough. But he has forgiven me. He has slept with me the last 2 nights. So last night and the night before, he climbed in bed with me like he normally does, purred, everything. So he's doing a lot better. But, now he's just sleeping over here. Uh-oh. Sorry, that was Tony. I thought he was going to make his cock joke. That's a long joke that's been running for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. But, no, now that the light is at the end of the tunnel with this, we get about 3 weeks of just chilling in our house. We do have to keep it able to be shown at all times, pretty much. So we do have to completely rearrange how we've been living because all of us are slobs. So we're making that change in our lives that we are not going to be these slobs. Even when we move to our new place, we want to be able to keep it nice and neat because it keeps Andrew's anxiety down. It keeps my anxiety down. It keeps Hannah's anxiety down. It keeps everybody's anxiety down. Yes, we have a house full of 4 people with anxiety issues all around of different varieties. What are we doing? But no, it's gonna be good to have that couple of weeks just to ease into our routine again. Just have that time as a family to calm down, breathe. I know Andrew's gonna like freaking sleep Monday all day because he's gonna be working overnight probably 2 or 3 days this week. So it's been such a crazy roller coaster, guys. You can see how exhausted I am today. That's because I slept for about 4 hours. And that's been almost every day for the last 2 weeks. And as an insomniac who takes trazodone and meds to sleep, if I don't sleep the appropriate amount of time, the meds will like make me groggy all day long. And we've had really rough mornings for me. My mornings are typically very quiet. I keep them purposely quiet so that my body eases into waking up. The sensory overload is not as high. I just have to ease my body into stuff. So that's my morning routine. It's very quiet. I drink my coffee. I watch my YouTube. I do things, and then I get to do what I do. That's not like we've pretty much had, let's see, we've had 3, 4, 5. Hang on, sneeze. we've had like minimum of 5 to 7 people in this house at a time, because the guy that's helping my dad out, one of his sons lives here, and they've been not seeing their dad. He's not seen his dad in a while, so he's been over here visiting and helping out and stuff a lot. So yeah, that's how it's going. So sheesh, my ankle hurts so bad. But yeah, so I'm really happy to finally be winding things down. The last thing that has to be done in my bedroom is a new blind is going in, and that probably is happening, I would guess, tonight or tomorrow. But we're getting there. My bathroom's almost done. I'm so excited. We got a new bathtub in my bathroom because there was a huge crack in it that they couldn't fix. So we had to replace it. So they had to pull out the whole shower and bath and put a new one in. So Tony's actually in there working on that right now. So we can go back to having 3 bathrooms in this house instead of 2, which has not been that fun. We're all using the one bathroom and the one shower. Well, Dad and Tony have been using the downstairs. The rest of us have been using the upstairs. But it'll be nice to be back to a little bit of a normal routine until we move. However, the move is going to be a lot easier this time because we had to rent a storage unit. And we've taken pretty much everything we do not need in the next few weeks over to the storage unit. We're talking everything. My sewing room got packed up and moved to the storage unit, so that's been really hard on me. While I wouldn't be sewing right now, knowing that I can't sew at all if I wanted to, and having to shut down my shop for the last couple of weeks, and the plan was to shut it down for the 2 weeks they're here and to get right back to it. That plan changed. My desk, my sewing machine, everything is literally in the storage unit until we move out of this house. So unfortunately, I can't do business stuff at all right now. Which is really a bummer. But the nice thing is once I get back to it, I can get back to it almost full force. And doing more and stuff like that. Because I will have a sewing room again. Like an actual, sewing room that does not need to be used for anything else. We were going to maybe pair me and Abby up with part of it be my sewing room, part of it be her computer room. But because we both do live streams and stuff and she plays D&D, she's probably going to put her computer in her room when we move and stuff. It's also in her room right now. So I think we're going to keep that and give me the sewing room, which would be awesome. I'm looking forward to having my crib back. That has been rough these last 2 weeks. That's hard as fuck. You don't realize it till it's gone. I didn't realize how much that crib has changed me sleeping-wise and whatnot. Keeps me calmer. Anyway, guys, I am congested as fuck. It's also possible I'm coming down with a cold. Zelly has been sick all week with this nasty bug, and she's starting to get better, and I swear I have felt like crap the last 2 days. And it's possible that I am getting the cold, so I hope not. I'm just starting to get really congested, mainly on this side, which means sinuses suck. My left side of my head is always my worst. This is the side I get migraines on. This is the side my sinuses are worse. However, the left side is the side I can sleep on right now because I did not update about that. I'm having some pain in my hip, to the touch type of pain, and can't lay on it very well. I have to finagle and get myself on because I normally sleep on my right side facing a wall. Thankfully right now, as of just a few hours ago, I was sleeping in the room and I could face the wall on my left side. Annoyingly, I cannot do that right now that we switched my room back. So, but we shall see what happens in the new house. I don't know where I'll be. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get going. My hand is going numb by holding this phone. And it's hot as balls. Guys, this is the hottest week of the year. We have not had a heat index of under 110, except for in the evenings all week. Meaning that it's been 99 heat indexes compared with humidity. The real feel has been about 115, between 110 and 115 all week. right now, our garage that I'm sitting in is 91 degrees. Normally, our garage is about 77 degrees at the most. So, it's really fucking hot. Dangerously so that we have like cooling rags, we've had water bottles, Gatorade, all this stuff so that we stay hydrated and whatnot. And it's been nuts, guys. But the end is near. And I will at least be doing a stream possibly a couple times a week. I don't know. It really depends on how crazy things are around here for the next 3 weeks. Oh, God, there's another sneeze. Hang on. Woo. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to let you guys go. It's a lot longer stream than I thought it was going to be. And y'all aren't very talkative tonight. But I'll see you later, CJ. But hopefully I'm going to do a little bit of a show you guys around thing, because you guys all saw my sewing room, how it was, what color it was. It's completely different. My bedroom's a different color. My sewing room's, well, my bedroom and sewing room are all the same color. 90% of the house is all the same color, just for the ease of doing things and the leftover paint that we had and all that stuff. So, yeah, but it looks a lot different. It looks so much better. All the holes in my patch, everything, it just looks so good in here so far. I mean, like, they're still dirty from dust and stuff from the drywall, which is why I'm so congested. Ugh. But anyway, guys, I will see you all later when I can. And you're awesome. And yeah, thanks for the support. And bye-bye, guys. If I can figure out how to end this on my phone. There we go.